Okay, so I wanted to continue on since I was cut off here by Mr. Teagan. All right, so here we go. We got the heart-shaped face of the female here, and we've got the big brow ridge on the male. We've got the high waist again, right? We're trying to make sure we have a high waist, but our elbow is below this waist that we're faking, and we're padded up. And we've got female hands here too. Here we go again. Tiny little Adam's raisin, high waist up here for the female, no brow ridge, big brow ridge, giant excavating jaw, wide shoulders on a much smaller, supposedly female who's wearing heels. You know, they wear 5-inch heels around. On what? Go look at real men and women and tell me what you see. Oh, this one's good. Look at this. See how flat that back is, how straight and this low man ass we got going on here. Brow ridge, huge skull, no brow ridge, big mouth, long arm. How long is this arm? Unbelievable. Here we go again. Look at the brow ridge on this guy. And look at this. See, this is a black female, and this is an Asian guy. Look at the zygomatic arch. No, look at the zygomatic arch on this female. Very slight zygomatic arch. This one is a massive zygomatic arch. Massive neck, tiny neck. You know, I've heard some people say that black females are masculine, and I think that's BS. I think you're too busy looking at the Hollywood females who are guys pretending to be male, guys pretending to be female, right? This is a black female, and look at how this is pretty, actually. I mean, obviously, with the beard and all, good lord, but this allowed to be a female would have been a pretty girl. All right, so now we're going to China with the concubines. This one was suspicious to me. Hands look pretty big. This one's hard to tell. I can't. This face here is what gets me. It looks very masculine to me. Looks like it has a brow ridge. Not sure. Elbows look like it might be up here, though. But I'm looking at this shoulder here where I'm thinking the joint is. You know, and this is the way this is made. So this one's hard to tell. Here we go, another concubine. This one looked male to me. See this? Big forehead. Look at that. And they painted the lip, right? How they paint these lips real small with the red here is to make the male look, to make a male mouth look smaller. A little bit of a wonky eye going on. I don't know. This one's a little hard to tell, but I think this is a boy, to be honest. Now this one is the smoking gun of concubines. And I'm zooming in too much. Sorry, y'all. See that? Brow ridge, how far the eyes are set apart. Square. Long arms, right? Elbows way down here. Skinny male. This one is, I'm for sure that's a guy. The other two, we could fight about it. You guys could fight me. I could be wrong. This one, same one. It's a dude. Gotta hide the Adam's apple. Gotta hide the shoulders. Gotta hide the male. But look at you cannot hide this male gaze. Got the wonky eye from the hormones. Big old headdress. Gotta hide everything, right? But what's looking out at you? This is a Dowager Empress. This one was suspicious to me too. Hard to tell on this one, but that looks like a big old brow ridge to me. right there. Looks like a square jaw. I mean, we could argue that it's maybe jowls from a woman, but I don't know. It looks male to me. Emily Chu. This one, brow ridge, square jaw, big zygomatic arch, wide shoulders. For an Asian female, another one. This one's better. See that? Is this female? Look at this. How square that is. Look at this big brow ridge. That looks like it's got a mustache even. And some women have mustaches for hormonal reasons, but we're not talking about that right now. We're talking about bone structure. Look at this. This brow ridge. Who's got a bigger brow ridge? John Legend or this? Who's more masculine? Who would win the head-butting contest? Here's this one. Brow ridge. This one has a bigger brow ridge than this one. This one's jaw looks pretty good. Pretty square. Look at this neck. This is male. All day. To me. Looks male to me. Looks more male. Looks tougher here in the jaw, in the brow ridge than this. It's got like a freaking. It's like those dinosaurs with the big head that they have, the big noggin in the front that they supposedly hit each other with. Not that I think dinosaurs exist. Who the hell knows? See how long this Emily Chu's arm is? Look at this elbow. Look at that humerus bone. That's male. Straight. Those arms go straight down, and look at these shoulders, hanger shoulders with padding on to make it look like, to kind of disguise. And look at this back. You know this back is straight, and then its waist is way down here because its rib cage is way down here. Still has the brow ridge, way far apart eyes. This is the Emperor Wu of Han. This one is hard to tell because this looks like a brow ridge to me. Looks like short or close set eyes though. Tiny little nose. All this hair stuff. And whenever I see this kind of stuff, I think they're hiding something. These look like pudgy little chicks in the background to me. With their big ears from the testosterone. And it's fat. Like, I don't know. Like, weren't these kings doing anything? I don't know many men, very many men who get bulbous like that, especially in those times. All right, so here are some of the procedures that they do to the FTMs to make them appear male. They lengthen the forehead by pulling the hair back. They add a brow ridge. They can contour the cheekbones and make it seem like, add a little bit of zygomatic arch. Like I was saying, this is a zygomatic arch. So on a male, it's much more pronounced. They do this jaw augmentation here, these crimson chin implants. And the way you can tell, there's a movie, The Lighthouse, with Robert Pattinson in it. And the way I can always tell is the jaw implant a lot of times actually exceeds the ear in projection from the face, right, from the skull. So they have like a small female ear, and they have this jaw that's sticking out beyond it. And they can even pad their nose up, right? They can even build their nose up. And I'll tell you a story about that stuff someday. Some stuff that my teacher had said to me one time. All right, so let's talk about foot binding. Look at the size of these feet. They've been bound on this small person. Why does this person have such huge feet, even after being bound like this? My opinion, foot binding was to make men appear female. Look at this. Look at this brow ridge. Does this look like a female to you? Look from the back here in the mirror of the zygomatic arch. My opinion, this is a small man, and the reason why they bound their feet was to make it seem like they were females. And this, unfortunately, went over into the style where actually real females were done like this. But this is a necessity to make them walk like females and have small feet. Now, are these females. They had their feet bound, right? Are these females? Look at this face. Is this a female face? Is that a female face? Look at this zygomatic arch still kicking after all of these years. Look at these hands. If you've got your feet bound, you're not, and you can barely walk, you're not working in the fields, and you got hands like you, the only way a woman is getting hands like this is if she's working in a field her whole life, like pitching hay. Here's the geisha. This is Gong Li, I think. Male. Look at the jaw. Look at the brow ridge. Look at the straight back of the man. And this is sad because I always thought Gong Li was so beautiful. Here's another picture of a geisha. It looks like it has a brow ridge to me. Although the face does look heart shaped. Maybe they just shaved off the eyebrows and drew them in. This one is questionable to me. This whole brow ridge thing though. That's a big brow ridge looking to me. Genghis Khan, one of the emperors of China from way back. How does a Mongol guy who's riding around on horses and drinking blood and drinking horse milk get to be so pudgy like an old lady? You can't prove it. Gong Li. Oh, see this neck? Not female. See this jaw? See how strong this is? So strong. Wide set eyes. That's not Asian. They shave this in here. I was watching a show one time. They shaved celebrities' faces all over. They were specifically talking about Jennifer Lopez because they shave here to show you like a widow's peak. Now here's a good way to test which one, Jet Li or Gong Li, is male. So this one has been working out its whole life, is a martial artist, and even with shoulder pads is not as strong looking as this one. Look at the brow ridge. No brow ridge, just big eyes. Look at how far apart these eyes are, and look how close these eyes are. Look at this palette, small palette. This is a much bigger person than this. This is a much bigger bone structure. Here we go again with the big old collarbones. We have our male waist, which is low, right? The male waist comes after the rib cage, and the male rib cage is much bigger. And you got some padding or something here. You have this long torso and a pelvis low, which means it has short legs. That's why they wear heels all the time. Here we go again. Strength. Look at the space between here, the brow ridge, and the eye. So strong. Low ears. Tall neck. Wide shoulders. I used to think this one was so beautiful. Here we go again. Strength. And like levers, right? Long levers, elbows down here at the end. Oh, I need another little window here. I'll use my little windows like they're rulers here. Shoulder bone, shoulder joint. And this dress here is good because the dress has curves, but the body doesn't. Look at how long this rib cage ends down here, right where this pelvis is. Bony chest of the man. Big bony chest. Here we go again with the strength Strength of the skull, strength of the jaw, strength in the neck, zygomatic arch, big time. All right, here's another emperor, Kang Shi. Now this one, big ears, which could come from testosterone, eyes close together. Looks like it's doing the frowning, furrowing thing that the FTMs always do. Looks like it's a heart-shaped face. Let's take a look here. Whoops. Let's take a look here with the ruler of justice here. Where do we think this is? Where do we think the shoulder bone is? Probably there. This one, I'm not sure. This could be female. Hard to tell. It looks like it's really short. Like it's a really short humerus, right? And they got all of this stuff, right? They have a big old hat on and all this cape stuff. And they're hiding their wrists and they're hiding their hands, right? They're hiding their pelvis. It's hard to tell on these. Where did this go? Ken Watanabe. Here's another one. I used to think Ken Watanabe was so cute. Here is Ken's daughter. Brow ridge. Square jaw. I can tell you right now that this is male. Look at these arms. And look here at where the waist is on Ken and the pelvis. Right? So if I'm going to the shoulder bone here, female. Look at where its elbow is, up here. Its crotch is down here. You can always, if you're having a hard time with transvestigation, you can always go look at their wives or daughters or the opposite, and you can tell. Ken Watanabe's boobs. See that breast tissue? See the Adam's raisin implant? Where is this man's collarbone? Are you scared of this tiny little fist? Where's this man's brow ridge even? Look at how close the eyes are together. Tiny mouth. Look at this breast. It has that like teardrop shape like a female's does, and it's got the soft chest with the webbing that I talk about. The fat, it's like a fat webbing kind of thing in a woman's chest here. What did Christopher Teigen's chest look like? Like freaking diamond plate. Here's Ken Watanabe out walking, right? We've got up high. We've got our waist way up here. We've got our furrow. Got our small eyes. Look at this. So this is supposedly the male. Look at this, lack of brow ridge, no jaw. Where's the zygomatic arch, the male zygomatic arch? Nowhere to be found. There's no protrusion from the skull. Now this is another one. I thought this one was so beautiful when it came out in The Last Samurai. Look at that brow ridge. Look at this Adam's apple and look at those collarbones. Why doesn't Ken Watanabe have collarbones like this? Why doesn't he have a brow ridge? Why are his eyes closer set in? Look at this dental palate. Look at the mouth on this thing. Now here we've got, look at this face and look at this face. This one's had some brow ridge work done. Look at these eyes. Look at these collarbones. Tom Cruise with the short arm and the wide pelvis, and this one with the long arms angling out, arms straight down. Tall, skinny man. Once again, we could change a tire. We could loosen the lug nuts with these collarbones. Brow ridge. I thought this one was so pretty, man. I was so blind. Adam's apple, brow ridge. Look at this square male wrist down there. Do you see how big these hands are? Look at these hands. They're huge, and these wrists, flat, straight, big old wrists. You know, the things that never change across the races are the ratios, right? Look at the hands. Look at this, right? Look at this edge of this bone, right? If I take my handy dandy ruler to the edge where that bone attaches, that comes outside of the hips. And these hands are enormous. Absolutely enormous. Maggie Chung. Here we go again. Roadside service with the collarbones, big neck. This one's had some good work done right in this area here to make it shorter and smaller. Still square back here, still brow ridge. Hair has been brought down. They actually do a surgery where they cut off part of your skull and or part of the skin here and bring your hair forward. Here's Maggie Chung and Tony Lung. This is a very good picture. See the opposites. So which one's the female? The one with the Daisy Dukes on? Yeah. So look at these legs. This is the fat distribution of a female. This is the long legs of the female. Look at where these elbows are, how low these elbows are. And this one has these baggy shorts on. Now, if we look at this Q angle, right? See that angle going in? See how this angle doesn't? How they don't go in? Because this is a male pelvis. Look at the neck. This is look at the jaw, right? A smaller female, supposedly. This one has like a brow implant, though. So if we look at this person, we've got a short torso, right? We've got our elbow where our waist is. Look at that. Look at how low that elbow is. Look at comparison-wise, where the elbows are. And then look here. This person's pelvis right there and matching. This person is outside even with the puffy freaking pants. It's not fooling me. The way these legs tilt, right? Where's this person's wrist in comparison to their crotch? Here's this person's crotch. Wrist is above it. That's how you get it best, is watch them, see them together. All right, this one's elderly now. Or I don't know, I can't say elderly. Older. See the brow ridge? There aren't any older women with brow ridges unless they were men. It's easy to tell now. This one looks like Gong Li to me, but I think it's supposedly Maggie Chung, brow ridge. The only thing different here is a nose job, right? There's a little bit of a nose job done on Gong Li, and that's the difference in these two pictures. And look at the big jaw, moon face. Here we go again. We got flat back and the J, right? J-shaped spine, low elbow, right? Here, low, low. Big moon face. These moon faces remind me of Tiffany Trump. It just looks wrong because they get their noses done and they try to make their features smaller, but they still have this giant male skull. Here we go again. Look at this. The length of this bone, this low waist here. That's male. Look at the jaw, the brow ridge. Who's stronger between these two people? This is the male with the brow ridge implant with no jaw. No jaw going on, no zygomatic arch like this one. Who's stronger? Who's got the bigger neck? Longer neck. Who's got the female neck? This one again. Maggie Chung. Big neck. Wide. Brow ridge. Michelle Yao. Now, which one is male? Look at this jaw. Look at the zygomatic arch here. Where's this guy's zygomatic? Where's the brow ridge? There's a brow ridge here. Where's the brow ridge on this person? Look at the length here between the eye and the brow, and the eye and the brow ridge. Which one's male? Who's got the better jaw? I think this is Chow Yun Fat. Look at these hands. This is Ming Chengzu, was a emperor. Whenever I see stuff like this, I always wonder what they're hiding. Like, right, who really needs all his hair and stuff? Hard to tell. Looks like sloping shoulders. Can't really tell on this one. Doesn't have much of a brow ridge. I'll tell you that much. This is Chan Long. This is one that looks female to me. Hard to tell though, right? So we're going to guess, let's just do a guesstimate that this shoulder bone is right there, right? And their pelvis is right there. It looks like it matches as they're sitting down. This is very hard to tell. They're hiding their hands. They have this kind of a heart-shaped looking face, high ears, but it's just very hard to tell on that. This is another emperor. Whenever I see hats like this, I'm like, what are you hiding, right? Hats and then all these clothes and stuff. What are you hiding, like pregnancies or something? Look at these skinny, tiny little fingers. See if we can zoom in a little bit. It's got big eyebrows. Right? They have all these eyebrows and hair. I think this was to like make it seem like they were male. But I could be wrong. Is this like the devil horns, kind of like they always do in the English paintings, where they